Hey guys, I feel like this story is like a long time coming, and I've been wanting to tell this for a minute. Uh, and it was literally within, I want to say 2 months, oh, 3 months of me moving to New York. Some wild shit happened in general in those first 3 months, and any other motherfucker would have probably left by then. But for me, I'm resilient, so I stayed. So I want to say when I first moved into my aunt and uncle's house, it was already like a tumultuous situation that had happened for me to even have moved in there, because I was staying with my aunt when I first moved in, my great aunt, so my grandmother's sister, and we got into it, and then my aunt and uncle just so happened to live next door from her, so it was an easy little move. But in New York, if you like live in Queens, this is like in Jamaica, a lot of people live in like two family, three family houses. So that was a situation that I ended up moving into. So to break it down, um, imagine like three stories in a house, but each floor has its own like mini apartment. So I was staying on the basement level with my cousins. The owner of the house and her son at the time were staying in the second floor, and then my aunt and uncle were staying in the top, like, attic floor. But they were all like built out apartments. So, my ex at the time and I had just met him not too long ago, and I was on my hot girl shit. So I was like, oh, he wanted to go out to the Poconos because everybody goes to the Poconos during the summertime. At this same time, my aunt and uncle had went to Texas to they were on vacation. And so usually like every day I would come home when I was working, I would come home and I would bring them their mail that they got, and I would just, put it in their room so that the mailbox wouldn't get filled. So at this point in time, I like was turning up in the Poconos. Oh, actually, let me give a little backstory. So, the owner of the house had a son who was like, I want to say he was like his mid 50s. And he was a weirdo. Like, he was obsessed with my aunt. Like, my aunt has like them fucking BBL bodies that y'all is paying for. Like, that was her natural shape. And like, there have been several times that like he would be like doing work in the house, so he had to like come up there. And she had mentioned like different times where he would just be like creeping on her, but she was just like, whatever, he's just little no old head, like they creepy. My uncle like never paid him no mind because he was the owner of the house son, and he was a little weirdo, but she just never paid him any mind. And like, there were several instances that he would like do weird shit, like come in while she was like in the bath, but not come into the bathroom, but like be doing work in the house while she was in the bath. Like, she had caught him one time like coming out of her dirty clothes closet, and he was like fixing something in the closet. There
Yo, real quick, what's up with the people who be liking to like sniff draws and they like get a fetish out of that? They like to sniff it and I don't know. I ain't gonna say it's weird. It's just I don't know.
was just always some like weird shit with him.
Well, of course, dirty draws is definitely weird. Yeah, I fuck that. Yeah, yeah, hell no. I'm trying to be nice. Nah, you trying to sniff draws and shit? You weird. Hell no.
But we just chopped it up to him being like socially awkward and like weird. He had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend had a daughter, and he would always be with this little girl, and we was always just like, that's strange. But we minded our own business. So this particular time, fast forward to them being on vacation. um they were on vacation. I had just went on vacation, had a great time. um Came back home, was doing my regular routine, and I go to put the mail on the bed, and something like just felt really weird. And I was like, I looked behind the door, And this man was butt ass naked with just some socks on, holding some underwear in his hands. So y'all can only imagine how the fuck I felt when I saw this man. And I'm talking about like 50 plus years old at the time, butt naked with socks on, holding some underwear. And he was like trying to stay still because he didn't think that I would turn around and see his ass. He had some socks on that was like some knee-high socks, and he's just standing there like trying not to move, trying to stay still behind the door. And I'm shocked. I literally gagged, y'all. Like, I did not know what to do. I literally looked at this man, and I wish that I could like show y'all like the image of his junk literally lives rent free in my head. um I don't want it to, but like I would just be doing like random stuff like picking out an outfit, or anytime I see some knee-high socks, I'll just get a flashback of his junk in my head.
Yo, that's hilarious. Like every time you see some knee high socks, like
It was not a nice sight to see. It was shocking, it was scary, and as much as it's funny now, like when it happened, my little 20-year-old self, like I literally thought I was in a Lifetime movie. So he's staring at me, I'm staring at him. He's standing there with the panties in his hand, just like trying not to move. But the only thing that's moving is his long, saggy junk down to the socks. And I'm just like, ah, like literally, like my heart jumped out of my chest. So I like run down the stairs, and I'm like, oh my God, like I need to get out of here. So I'm like running down the stairs, like trying to open the door, and it was like a Lifetime movie. Like the door would not unlock. I don't know if it was just like, I have no idea. So I'm trying to unlock the door, and then before I know, in a split second, he's behind me, butt naked, like, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm not gonna hurt you. And I just yelled again, ran back up the stairs, and in my mind, I'm like, if he got in the house in the first, like how the heck did he get in there? Like nobody's home. Like if he got in the house in the first place, like this man can unlock, very well unlock the door and like do something to me to shut me up. So I'm just like freaking out, run back up the stairs. I try to lock the door. I call my uncle. And when I called my uncle, y'all, he was so calm. He was on the toilet, so I'm sure he was like, not expecting to hear anything like that from me. So he's like yelling at his wife, and wherever he was in the bathroom, she in the room, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna call him Jammy. I was like, Jammy was in the house. He was in y'all's room. And I'm calling him Jammy because if you're going to be in somebody's house sniffing some underwear, you could at least have some jammies on. And his name starts with a J, so I'm not going to give up his full identity, even though fast forward to, you can look him up in the SEX offenders website, because he was on there and we had no idea. Oh my God, this damn gnat. Sorry. Yeah, but I have a damn gnat. I'm drinking a little bit of wine because it's like literally like taking a lot for me to tell this story. So yeah, you can look him up. I'm not gonna say his name, but for the story's sake and the fact that his name starts with a J and he should have had on at least some jammies, I'm gonna call him Jammy. So my uncle was like, Jammy was in the house, but I'm crying so hard, y'all, that my uncle couldn't even understand what I was saying. So he was just like, call 911, call 911. So I call 911, and I'm like, somebody was in my house, like they were really quick. Shout out to I don't remember the precinct, but the precinct by Baisley in South Jamaica, because they were like very patient with me. At least the dispatcher was. The police, that's a whole nother part of this story that I'm gonna say. But anyway, so Jammy, I'm letting them know that Jammy was in the house, like they need to come right now. So right after I call them, I call my ex, and I must have been foreshadowing this because, disclaimer, when we were on our way back from the Poconos, I kept joking about how this dude was obsessed with me and my aunt. He was super creepy. Like, you know, how she like caught him in her dirty clothes closet one time. And like, we were just like laughing like it was a joke. The joke was on me. I had no idea that I was about to experience this shit. Shortly after that funny little playful conversation on the ride home. So, police are on their way. I call back my ex and I'm like, yo, like, y'all gotta come back here. Like, but they couldn't even understand me because I was literally crying so hard. I was like, he's in the house, like, come back. I'm like crying, and these are staying with me on the phone. Like, and they live really close by. So, like, they must have been at the gas station or something because as I'm on the phone with him and he's pulling back up, Jamie is walking out of the house like it was just a casual day. And I'm like, that's him, that's him. And they're like pulling up, like, who? Like, what are you even talking about? We have no idea what's going on. So, of course, Jamie drives away in his little Jeepers Creepers van, like nothing happened. And I'm just sitting there crying, waiting on the police to pull up. The dude that I had just started talking to pull up, and we are all just like so confused. I'm confused, they're confused, and we waiting for the police to get there.
Alright, so that was the end of the story, but I don't know. It sounds like my boy needs some help, man. It sounds kind of weird. Hopefully he didn't got the help that he needed. I'm not sure if they took him to jail or whatever the case is, or filed charges against him or whatever the case is. But my boy sound like he needs some help. So hopefully he gets some goddamn help. You know what I'm saying? Wherever he can get that help from. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments below. Seeing a dude in there sniffing your Auntie Thong is crazy. Well, not sniffing it, but I guess he had it in his hand or whatever the case is. Oh, what did she say he was sniffing it? I think she said he might have been sniffing it. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. That was crazy, but y'all let me know. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And y'all let me know if that's y'all think that's normal, like sniffing draws and shit. I don't think that's normal. That's not normal, bro. That's weird. That's weird. All right? Get yourself together. Peace.